This particular area we went into, I had a Kit Carson scout, and he told me, LTT, buku bad, that we were going into a really bad area. And the time that we were there, we got mortared, and it was just one thing after another. It was no secret where we were. Those diesel engines on those APCs, but I mean, they went after us. My platoon was always detached. We were just strictly doing search and destroy. And I mean, just on our own. But this particular area, it was not far from a town called Menton. I remember that. But from Menton, we were going towards the Cambodian border when we got onto this area. Company commander wanted the tail fins off of the mortars. He wanted to find out if they were Russian or whatever. So it wasn't that far from where we were to where the company was, probably 45 minutes. They went out. Could have been a bad decision on my part, but one APC went out. They were obviously watching us, and so they set up an L-shaped ambush. This this very day haunts me. I came so close, or we came so close to everybody getting killed. After he'd finished, they needed some work done on the APC, and when it was ready, there was three of us, three APCs back at our camp, and there was one out there. I didn't want to send one after him, my guys, because then they would be, and they were tired. All of them were just worn out. So me being cocky, I said, well, I'll take my APC and go get them. Okay, so while I was gone, I was only gone for an hour or two, the NVA set up an L-shaped ambush, which is a perfect ambush. And we came back. They thought it would just be my APC. Obviously, they didn't know that I had another one with me. So, never forget it. There was a dry creek bed, and the APC had to really almost stop to go down in it and back up again. Well, as soon as we got to it, we took an RPG in the side, and I immediately told my driver, that's where my training kicked in. I knew what was happening. We were in an ambush. I told him to gun it, get out of the kill zone. You got to get out of the kill zone with an L-shaped ambush. So he gunned it, went across there and started going up again. We took another RPG. It went through the engine, so APC was gone. My driver his legs were really messed up, shrapnel. I called in. I'm shooting. I'm telling my people behind me how to flank, do this, do that. I'm calling for medevac for my man. Had another guy, Cherry, new guy in country. I told him we had a big hatch on those APCs right about towards the front that opened up to go inside. And I told him right off the bat, don't go inside. We had ammo in there. I mean, thousands of rounds of ammo, C4, claymores, C rations. And he went in there when after the first RPG, the hatch, when the RPG went through the engine, went down and rolled into an anthill. Anthills there were 3 and 4 foot tall, and the hatch came loose, hit him in the head. So when I first saw him, all I saw was blood. I thought he'd been shot. So I'm multitasking. I'm telling my people what to do. I'm shooting as much as I can, calling in medevacs. Then after finish that, I'm calling in artillery. And so we gained fire superiority, and they left. We had 3 blood trails. Pretty sure that we killed at least 2 of them. They brought in tracker dog teams to do that. After that was over with, that night, yeah, I almost lost it. I was like, you don't get upset during the action, the contact, but after it's over with, it's when it hits you. And I realized how close we came to. If it had just been my APC, I wouldn't be here now. And man, that's the worst I think I've ever felt. I didn't want my men to see me that upset, but that was hairy, really hairy. My driver medevaced off, and I assumed he was okay because it was just shrapnel in his legs, but they looked like hamburger meat. But they never told you. When a guy was medevaced, that's the last you ever heard. They wouldn't tell you if you had a KIA, whatever. I mean, you never knew. I think he was okay. I mean, I hope he was. Then the guy got his head busted open. I'm sure he might have had a concussion, but he was fine. But other than that, I never lost anybody. I had a guy next to me on a 50 cal, and I think it might have been Hooker, Sergeant Hooker, but this guy was unbelievable. When the shit started hitting the fan, I mean, he was hot on that 50 cal. But that whole area right there, it was just one contact after another. Mortars, ambushes. They sent me a flame track APC with shoots the stuff out, And then they gave us orders to move, and they brought in roam plows and just leveled everything because they figured out that was a main artery for bringing in, I guess, supplies from the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
And this is mostly NVA you're dealing with?
Mm-hmm. Almost all of it. I think we went into one bunker complex, and I should have shot him, but I wasn't expecting him to come flying out through there. And by the time I got my gun up, he was gone, but he was Viet Cong. The NVA, they had the uniforms, the pith helmets and that sort of thing. But that L-shaped ambush I was in, I'm pretty sure it was at least a platoon-size element because an officer was with them. And how I know that is, after it was over with, we started to sweep the area, and we got to a ant hill, and there was a pistol on it. And my first reaction was, it's a booby trap. So I told the people to hold up. I shot it with my 16, knocked it off, and it wasn't a booby trap. And Sergeant Gavoni, one of my squad leaders, he went over and got the pistol. So he got a darn nice war souvenir. It was a Chi-Com 9mm, still had Cosmoline on it. Nobody had those but officers. So that's why I know there's an officer with that outfit. But typical day in the